Even though I think Black Ops 6 Zombies is a very good mode, it's clearly been successful so far, there is a lot good about it, but that doesn't mean it's perfect, and this game isn't without its flaws. There are a few things, although not many, that I think if changed or fixed could make BO6 Zombies one of the best ever. There are, in my opinion, 4 or 5 things that I think need improving because, well, they're starting to get a little bit annoying. So the first thing we've got to talk about are the amount of manglers that spawn on high rounds. It's ridiculous. I'm not the biggest fan of manglers anyway at this point after seeing them come back game after game. We saw them all the way back in Black Ops 3 Zombies. They then returned in Cold War Zombies and then Modern Warfare 3, and now in BO6 they're here again. So at this point I'm kind of over them. But if they were to come back, I don't want to have to come up against as many as you do on not even the high rounds. I wouldn't call round 25, round 30 high. To me these are medium rounds, but the amount of manglers that start spawning in here is ridiculous. And it's not just manglers, it's all of the elite enemies in the game. You start getting to a point where you get 2 amalgams, you get a couple of abominations combined with the parasites and the vermin. You get to a point where the amount of elite enemies in the game, or special enemies, becomes annoying. But just before we carry on, today's video is sponsored by Exit Lag. Exit Lag is more than just an optimization tool, it is the ultimate solution for enhancing your gaming experience. It addresses server-related issues and offers dedicated routes to ensure smooth, lag-free gameplay. Exit Lag's AI route optimizer identifies the best routes for data packets in real time, optimizing the connection across over 2,000 game servers worldwide. I also love how its dynamic stabilizer routes data packets through up to 4 different paths simultaneously, ensuring faster, more secure and fail-proof delivery. And Exit Lag's scalable infrastructure means that with over 1,000 servers across 5 continents and 18 million weekly optimizations, Exit Lag guarantees superior game performance regardless of your location. You can choose from different multiplayer plans, so you can either choose the solo plan, which is for 1 player, duo, which is for 2 players, or squad, which is for 5 players. It's super easy to set up and install. All you've got to do is click my link, which you can find in the description. It will take you over to Exit Lag's website where you can choose which multiplayer plan you want, and using my discount code OVERPAR, you can get yourself 50% off, and you can download Exit Lag from there, where I'm going to use it to improve my performance on Black Ops 6. But the AI route optimizer means you can optimize your connection across over 2,000 game servers worldwide. So there we go, get it for yourself right now by clicking the link in the description where you can try Exit Lag for yourself for free with a 3-day trial. So as I was saying, I get what Treyarch are trying to do, adding all of these manglers and bosses onto a round at once to increase the difficulty, but surely just increasing the health of the zombies, making them harder to kill, is enough. Is there a need to put 5 manglers on a round at once combined with an abomination or an amalgam? It's not just the difficulty, it's more the annoyance. It starts to get frustrating and in turn actually not too fun to play when you're constantly blasted with mangler cannons. You get hit by 2 or 3 of them because they've kind of got a bit of tracking on them. You can't really avoid them, they don't shoot them in a straight line. The blasts will curve and follow you slightly, so it's super easy to get hit by a couple of them, and when you do, your vision is impaired, your screen shakes a bit, and that's what you have to put up with constantly every single round past like round 30, I would say this starts. So you then start questioning, is it really worth continuing on from them? Past round 30, you might as well just exfil and start over again, having to put up with this already, even though the game's been out for less than a week. Yeah, it's too much. And Treyarch have got to reduce the amount of manglers to compensate the rounds then being easier. I don't know what they do, to be honest. I think it'd be totally fine. Having 5 or 6 manglers at once, it's just overkill. This was one of the biggest problems in Black Ops 4 Zombies that a lot of people complained about, too many special or elite enemies being on the map at once. I remember there was a time where you would have 1 elite enemy spawn in at once, or if you were lucky, they would only spawn in on their own special round. You wouldn't have 5 or 6 of them to go up against along with the regular zombies. So yeah, that's probably the biggest change I would make. If there was one thing I would say to Treyarch, please reduce the amount of elite enemies on a round, especially the manglers, but also the abominations. I don't think we need 2 of them at once. It's the same with the amalgams. Now, my other big complaint, which I've seen so many people bring up already, is also the pause timer in solo. Let's be honest here, this should never be a thing. This was kind of what we had to put up with at the beginning of Vanguard Zombies. Well, it was even worse then because you couldn't pause a solo game at all. At least in BO6 you can, but only for 15 minutes. And if you pause for longer than that, you will be kicked from the game. Granted, your game will be saved automatically, so you can then restart back up and continue on from where you left off, but you've then got that same problem of not being able to take a rest. This is acceptable in a multiplayer match, in co-op, but for solo, I'm not 100% sure why this is even a thing, because you could pause in Cold War Zombies and that game was also online mode only, so that excuse that it's online so you can't pause surely doesn't fly. So why in BO6 Zombies can you only pause solo for 15 minutes? And you might think that's a long time, but it's really not. People have got other things to do, you know, you've got to eat. It normally takes longer than 15 minutes to cook a meal. So yes, you can save and quit the game, but then when you want to reload it back up again, you've got that same problem. And well, actually, as far as I'm aware, I haven't tried the save feature in BO6, but I'm pretty sure you can only save and quit once. So when you do load up that save and you need a break, you aren't allowed to save the game again. I could be wrong on that one. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but at the end of the day, not being able to pause in a solo game for more than 15 minutes isn't really acceptable to me. There are loads of people out there who want to do Easter eggs. You need to pause every time you want to look up a step or watch a YouTube guide. You can't pause for more than 15 minutes to do that. If you've got a kid you need to take care of for a few minutes. Yet you can see the issue with this. One of the main reasons why people play solo is to pause. So now that you can't do this for an unlimited amount of time, it'd be great if Treyarch could find a way to, at the very least, improve that timer to half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. Not many people need to pause them more than an hour, but a lot of people do need to pause for more than 15 minutes. The other big issue that's kind of in a similar situation that I've seen a lot of people talking about is the lag on solo. This is because you can't play without an internet connection for BO6. So every time you play BO6 Zombies, whether it be with your friends or solo, you are playing online, which also means you'll experience all of the issues that come with that being lag. I have decent internet speed, so for me it's not that bad, but I've still experienced lag now and again where I'm jittering about the place and then the zombies are a meter in front and then all of a sudden they're in my face, almost causing me to get downed. My Wi-Fi used to be a lot worse, and that was one of the reasons why I just never played co-op, because I would be lagging about all over the place. So to now not have that choice in Zombies where I have to rely on my internet connection being good in order to play a solo game, I just don't think that should ever really be a thing in any video game ever. If you're playing solo, you shouldn't be required to have an internet connection. It's like the campaign. Again, I'm not really sure why this shift happened in video games. It's not just COD, it's a lot where you're required to be online now in order to play them. That's just the way gaming's gone, and unfortunately, Zombies has finally succumbed to it as well. Even in Cold War Zombies, you could play offline. Granted, some features would be missing, such as the skill tree, so you wouldn't have full access to everything, but you could still play a game offline if you really wanted. I would appreciate if that option was at least available in BO6, even if they had to, disable the augments feature or loadouts, which would force you to buy wall weapons and box weapons. I'd still take a very basic version of BO6 Zombies in order to have offline play available. So they're the main issues, but a few other things which are smaller. Doesn't mean they're less important though. Why is there no Deadshot perk machine in Liberty Falls? Yes, you can buy it from the Wonder Fizz, but that doesn't spawn into the map until round 25. Before then, you can't get Deadshot in Liberty Falls. You can in Terminus, the perk machines in that map, so why it's not in Liberty, I have no idea. I'm guessing it's purely a difficulty thing, but in my opinion, Liberty Falls is no easier than Terminus. They're about the same on difficulty level, so I can't see that being Treyarch's reasoning for not adding it in. I can't see them going, Liberty Falls is too easy, so we're going to take out Deadshot to make it harder. Even without Deadshot, I don't find it that much more difficult than Terminus, but what I do find it is a lot more grindy. One of the main features of this perk is that it destroys the armored zombies a lot faster. It can get tedious having to break armor off them first before you can then take down their health. So Deadshot is one of the best perks in the game, but for it not to be available in Liberty Falls before round 25, it doesn't make sense. I don't see how it helps anyone. There's plenty of room in the map, just add the perk machine in and be done with it. There shouldn't be any excuse as to why it's not there. And then I also want to talk about the augments, just a couple of things. I would like the option to be able to research more than one augment at once. Yes, I get that it's part of the grind, having to do one at a time, but what makes this worse is there's no pop-up in game to say you've earned them. So you don't know at which point you should be ending your game because you've fully unlocked every augment for that perk or ammo mod. Because there's no pop-ups, you don't know when you should back out because there's no point continuing with it and selecting another. Like a lot of things I've mentioned in this video, why is there no pop-up on screen to say you've either unlocked the next minor or major augment for Juggernog, for example, or you've fully completed everything for Jug, just to let you know, hey, instead of wasting your time, you can back out now and select a different augment. Or, like I said, what might fix this is if you could select 2 or 3 at once, so once you've completed one, even though the game doesn't tell you, you know you will definitely be ranking up another one. There are pop-ups for everything else in the game. You've got 100 things on your screen at once, so why there's nothing for unlocking augments, I'm not sure. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, Goodbye.